All right, guys, welcome back to Fully Funded Scholarship. Today we are in University of Otago in New Zealand for a postgraduate scholarship, master's, and a PhD scholarship. It's a University of Otago doctoral scholarships. Value: Doctor of Philosophy, 28,600 New Zealand dollars stipend plus annum plus domestic tuition fee waiver for up to 36 months. This excludes students' services fee and insurance. That is, this scholarship does not include student service fee and student insurance. Meaning that if you get a scholarship, you'll be the one who will source for fund to fit your student service fee and your insurance. Let's continue. Professional doctorates, 28,600 New Zealand dollars stipend per annum plus a tuition fee waiver up to 36 months capped at the domestic rate. Number offered up to 200 annually. That means up to 200 persons can get this scholarship annually. Closing date: applicants can apply anytime. Applicants can apply anytime means that a scholarship is an all-year-round scholarship. It's an all-year-round scholarship. Information: the University of Otago Doctoral Scholarship provides funding to support doctoral students studying at the University of Otago. This scholarship is available both to both domestic and international students. Candidates for professional doctorates as well as the PhD are welcome to apply. Applicants must be seeking to obtain their first doctoral qualification. Selection is based predominantly on academic merit and the applicant's potential for research. You must be ready to carry out research if you are applying for this scholarship. It's strictly a research-based scholarship and you must be ready to carry out a research. So further information on how to apply for this scholarship is somewhere else on this website. It's a graduate research. Reopening of University of Otago Doctoral Scholarship to all prospective international PhD students. With the opening of New Zealand border, and international students are able to apply for student visa from 31st of July. All prospective international PhD students will soon be able to be considered for a University of Otago Doctoral Scholarship. Currently eligible international students. Decisions can currently be made on University of Otago Doctoral Scholarship application from the following group of international students. 1. International students currently residing in New Zealand. 2. Australian citizens. 3. International students with a border exemption to study in New Zealand under an approved government cohort or as a critical worker. 4. International students with approval to commence their program overseas. Our doctoral scholarship selection panel will convene monthly meetings to consider this application until the end of 2022. Now, due to the COVID-19, a lot of countries are still currently on a partial lockdown. So this hinders some level of anything that has to do with international or bringing new residents, of bringing foreigners into the country for whatsoever reason. There's a lot of restriction, but this restriction now is kind of gradually being lifted, and New Zealand happens to fall under such countries that are lifting those restrictions. So for quite some time now, since 2020 to date, New Zealand has been on lockdown, but now they are doing what we call partial reopening and full reopening. Let's continue. It's a partial reopening from July 2022. All offshore international students who have been ineligible for consideration since July 2020 will have their application considered at a special meeting of the monthly doctoral scholarship selection panel in July 2022. If you are one of these students, we will contact you along with your proposed supervisor to confirm that you still wish to come to Otago and that the supervision remains available. During the period of the COVID or prior to the COVID, a lot of persons, a lot of international students have submitted applications to various and several universities overseas, but with the incident of COVID-19, a lot of things were grounded. But University of Otago now are saying that such application, such contact that you made with supervisors, they are still in vogue or they are still in place. So it is for you now who will agree that, okay, yes, I'm still willing to come to University of Otago to continue or to start my studies at the University of Otago. So that's what this statement means. The second one is a full reopening from August 2022. All new applicants from offshore international students will be considered by the monthly doctoral scholarship selection panel from August 2022, meaning that from August 2022, this scholarship will be open, or it will be open for application, to receiving application. Receive support and achieve excellence. Whether you're a domestic or international student, the University of Otago has a range of doctoral scholarships available to you. Now, there are numerous doctoral scholarships available at the University of Otago, all depending on what the individual merits or availability of funds to power all of these scholarships. So let's continue. Guaranteed doctoral scholarships for high achieving domestic trained students. If you are a straight GPA of 8 A grade or higher, who has completed an honors or master's degree with an appropriate research component from New Zealand University, then you are likely to be guaranteed a University of Otago doctoral scholarships. So that's one criteria of being qualified for this scholarship. Let's go to the next item. You see how to apply. Applicants for doctoral scholarships are made. Application for doctoral scholarships are made online through the eVision portal and can be made at any time of the year. Remember that we earlier read on the previous page that the scholarship is an all-year-round scholarship. Once you have applied for your admission, apply for admission to your program, you will receive an alert in your students portal inviting you to apply for a scholarship. So meaning that your automatic application through University of Otago for a PhD program or doctoral program, it qualifies you 50% it qualifies you 100% to apply for the scholarship. Let's continue. It said the clean dent applicant. Invitations to apply for the University of Otago doctoral scholarships will be sent out via eVision once admission to the DC LinkedIn program has been confirmed, usually in October of the year of application. A decision regarding the scholarship application will be made in late November or December in the same year. If you are a second year student who has completed the papers year of the DC LinkedIn program, please contact scholarship office for details on how to apply. So if you are a student and you have completed the second year of your papers, maybe, and you didn't apply for this scholarship, you just have to contact the scholarship office for them to tell you how you can put in your application. That's for already existing PhD students or doctoral students. Next, what are the main University of Otago scholarships available to doctoral candidates? There are various doctoral scholarships at the University of Otago with several costs or several fees. With several words that each of them worth several amounts and being funded by different scholarship funding body. Now, the first one is the University of Otago Doctoral Scholarship is the main doctoral scholarship open to both international and domestic applicants. In addition, there are a number of specialized scholarships which can be applied for online through the eVision. Now, the University of Otago scholarship, which is the main one that brought us to this page, is $28,600 plus tuition fee waivers for Maori thesis PhD candidates. So this scholarship, the University of Otago scholarship, it worth 28,600 New Zealand dollars for a period of 3 years. That is 28,600 New Zealand dollars every year. And also you would not need to pay any tuition fee for this duration of these 3 years of your program. The next, it says the University of Otago Pacific Island Doctoral Scholarship. It still covers the same amount of $28,600 plus tuition fee waiver for indigenous Pacific Island thesis PhD candidates. Though this one is more for indigenous Pacific Island candidates. Next, University of Otago China Scholarships Council Doctoral Scholarship. This one is for PhD candidates who are supported by the China Scholarships Council, though the value of the scholarship is not stated. Next, University of Otago City of Literature PhD Scholarship. PhD funding to support doctoral research in the study of literature. The fee of this is also not included. So it just vary. Then let's look at just various amounts due from various scholarships board. So next, let's look at the grading requirement. Okay, now we have next is a regulation. It's a read the University of Otago Postgraduate Scholarship Regulation. I think there is a page over here. So there's a regulation as regards some rules, regulations, what is expected of the scholars if he or she eventually gets the scholarship, what he is expected to give back to Otago. I think application guideline will also be included there also. Like this number 1, it says unless otherwise stated in these conditions or within the schedule, doctoral and master scholarship are open only to domestic fee paying students. International candidates studying for professional doctorates are eligible to apply, but if awarded a scholarship, the tuition fee waiver will be capped at the domestic rate. So if your fee as an international student is not same as the domestic student, so the scholarship, remember that they're giving you a fee waiver. So if the fee waiver is capped at that domestic rate, you have to pay the fraction that will be at the top, just like that. So that's for that. All right, let's continue. It's an international grade requirement. I think we have that here. It said below are some general guidelines to help with international GPA conversions. World Education Service provides an online grade conversion guide which translates grades from a wide range of countries into equivalent US grades. This can be useful for prospective students and staff in determining whether an applicant may likely to receive an Otago postgraduate scholarship. As a general rule, most successful scholarship applicants will have most relevant grades and or a grade average in the US equivalent A range. If an applicant's qualifying degree is at an undergraduate level or postgraduate level below a master's degree, we recommend looking for mainly at the last year of study. If the applicant's qualifying degree is a master's degree or equivalent, we recommend looking at all papers. Note, now what this last section here says now, it looks at two things. If whether you are applying to postgraduate, you are applying as a bachelor or as a master's degree holder. So this, if you're a master's degree holder, they look at the papers that you presented during your master's days or during your master's program or master's degree program. Then if you are an undergraduate applicant, they look at your last year of study, how your performance was during your last year of study in your undergraduate days. Next item is a note that the grade conversion should be treated as indicative only for qualification older than 10 years. Subsequent experience is also very important and the grade can be discounted somewhat. If a thesis is ungraded, a scholarship application will usually require a reference about the quality and or a class ranking. International applicants and staff may also wish to refer to the English language requirement for postgraduate study at the University of Otago. I think that that's this page. Now, English language requirement. If your first language is not English, you need to show you meet our English language requirement. We accept a number of international tests and results, and students from some countries may be able to use their previous studies to demonstrate their language skill. Check the language results we accept and if you meet the minimum requirements in the table below. You can submit your application without an English result and provide this at a later date. The English language test must have been taken within 2 years of the proposed study start date. That means your English language proficiency or English language test that you will submit to the University of Otago must be a minimum of 2 years to the current year of the start of your study at the University of Otago. Now, undergraduate English language requirements. For those coming with undergraduate, 1. IELTS academic. Say IELTS score of 6.0 in the academic module with no individual band below 5.5. IELTS online is also accepted. 2. Internet-based TOEFL score of 80. In bracket, writing 20. TOEFL IBT home education is currently accepted for applicants for intakes commencing semester 2 2022 and 2023 intakes. The University of Otago TOEFL institution code is 9483. Please note we do not accept my best TOEFL scores. 3. Paper-based TOEFL score of 550 is accepted. 4. Cambridge certificate in advanced English Overall score of 176 with no individual band below 169. 5. Cambridge Certificate of English Language Proficiency. Overall score of 176 with no individual band below 169. Next is CIE. E grade or higher in any of AS English language as AS literature in English or AS language and literature in English or meeting the NCEA literacy requirement. 7. GCE or AS English language literature in English language grade C or higher. 8. GCE as AS level general paper English grade C or higher. So these are the various list of English language proficiency tests that is being accepted by the University of Otago and the various countries as well. So the first one we looked at above is for undergraduate, those coming in through undergraduate. Then those coming in for postgraduate, that's postgraduate requirement, is almost similar. We have the IELTS academic score of 6.5 in the academic module. And it's almost similar to what we have in the undergraduate. It says students enrolling in courses leading to diploma for graduates, regardless of content or endorsement, must meet the standard postgraduate English requirement. The following programs require higher levels of achievement than the minimum requirement listed above. 1. Postgraduate dentistry, law, surveying courses. Internet-based TOEFL of 102 or better with minimum of 24 in each section, or paper-based TOEFL of 600 or better with TWE test of written English of 5.0 or better, or IELTS academic of 7.5 overall with a minimum of 7 in each band. So meaning that if you are coming in to study any of these courses, your score must be higher than the minimum in the above stated. Now, if you are coming in for Master of Social and Community Work, you must have an IELTS of 7.0, that's or 7.0 and above. If you are coming in for Master of Teaching and Learning, your IELTS must also be IELTS 7.0 as well. All applicants to initial teacher education programs at the University of Otago must meet the language competency requirement of the Teaching Council of Aotearoa, New Zealand. The criteria can be found at the Teaching Council website. You may be asked to provide evidence that you met one of the Teaching Council of Aotearoa, New Zealand language competency criteria when applying for admission to the Bachelor of Teaching, a 3-year undergraduate degree, or Master of Teaching and Learning, 1-year postgraduate degree. Then what if you do not meet English language requirement? There's also a provision for you. The University of Otago Language Center English for Otago program offers a pathway for undergraduate and postgraduate students to meet the English language requirements for undergraduate and postgraduate study. You can learn more on the About English for Otago. So let's take the next step. So in case you did not meet you didn't meet up the English language requirements that are being stated in the previous page, you can just check out this page. I have one university entrance qualification. That is an examination that you will have to take. I think this should be more for undergraduate study. And they also have English language skills. These are kind of two tests to demonstrate that or you meet the minimum requirement of English that will be needed as a mode or means or medium of instruction for your program at the University of Otago. Okay, so these are some of the items at the English for Otago page. These are some of them. So let's not spend much time, as we also have postgraduate to attend to on this video. We also have postgraduate to attend to on this video. We also have masters rather. So please like this video, subscribe to this channel, like this video, subscribe to this channel, like this video, subscribe to this channel. All right, let's look at the masters. All right, say University of Otago Coursework Masters Scholarship. Scholarship values are 10,000 New Zealand dollars towards fees in the first instance. Closing date is application is initiated by the departmental nomination. Applications are currently open for 2021-2022. So currently at the moment, the application is open. Information. The University of Otago Coursework Master Scholarship provides funding to support coursework-based master's students studying at the University of Otago. Applicants must be 1. Obtain their first Otago Coursework Master's qualification. 2. Domestic students or international students. 3. Undertaking coursework master's degree by papers only or research component is included. The research paper should have a point value of less than 90 points. Coursework master scholarships are not available for the papers year of a 2-year research master's degree. Selection is based predominantly on academic merit and the advice, recommendation, and ranking of the relevant head of department or nominee. So let's look at further information on how to apply for this scholarship by masters coursework masters scholarship at the University of Otago. Now let's continue. It said the University of Otago Coursework Master Scholarship is open to both domestic and international applicants and are for students who are studying master's degree which don't include a full thesis component, although they may include a research report or dissertation. Some degrees also have thesis or non-thesis option, usually with the decision made after an initial year of study. In such cases, the non-thesis option is eligible for coursework master scholarship support. Note, that coursework master scholarships are not available to research master students completing a papers year prior to the beginning of their thesis. How to apply? It said due to limited number of Otago, University of Otago coursework master scholarship available, 20 application invitations are restricted by a nomination system. Once a student has been admitted to their program of choice, the department will assess their suitability for scholarship funding and advise the scholarship office that they wish to nominate a candidate for this scholarship. The scholarship office will then send an invite to the candidate via e-vision. So there's a little difference from this compared to the PhD scholarship. This one, it comes due to limited number. It is from the department that kind of evaluates you and recommends you to the scholarship body, and then the scholarship body will notify you that you are qualified for a scholarship. Please note that due to competitive nature of this scholarship, candidates who will likely be nominated for this scholarship will usually need to have a GPA of at least an A or on their most recent year of study. A decision regarding this scholarship will be made by the month preceding commencement of the program of study. Okay. So let's now look at the international grading requirement, just like we did for the PhD. Like this video, 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 subscribe. All right. Now let's look at how they are being assessed. Okay. Assessing international grades for postgraduate scholarship. This is similar to what we have on the PhD page. This is similar, so there's no point going into spending much time. So below are some of the general guidelines to help with international GPA conversion. Say there's World Education Service Provider and online grade conversion guide, which translate grades from a whole wide countries into equivalent US grades. So as a master's applicant, please refer to this online grade conversion guide. Then for the English language proficiency, it's still the same. The same is also applicable. The same is applicable for the PhD and the master. So with that, guys, I wish you success. Put in your application, and I wish you success. I will see you on the other side. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video. Bye.